Hi Libra, welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is your mid-June 2025 love reading. Thank you to those of you who have liked, viewed, shared, and subscribed to the channel. I appreciate all of that. For those of you new to the channel, as far as what we have in front of us, it's what I call the bridge and the gap spread. And the way it works is to look at the past, present, future energies between you and a main love interest. We'll also pull some oracle cards to help with the bridge and the gap dynamic. As far as the decks being used, on the left side we have the Lover's Path Tarot, on the right side we have the Romantic Tarot. And also keep in mind it's a general reading, so while I'm going to be referring to the cards on the left is your energy and the cards on the right is the other person's. If you feel it's the other way around in your situation, then definitely trust that. Alright, so with all that out of the way, we'll get started. Past energy on your side, we have the Ace of Coins. So to me, this says that it looks like in the past you saw a lot of potential in the connection with this person. So with Ace energies, they're not necessarily energies that are acted on, but at the very least, they're something that's on your mind. So yeah, so it looks like you definitely saw potential in this person in the past. Whether or not you actually expressed that could be another story. Alright, past energy on their side, we have the Nine of Swords. So with this energy here, what always stands out to me is the person in the background looking at these two people. So it could just be where they might have started to get a little bit of anxiety around how their situation was going. So for example, a generic example I gave you is, let's say if they were at that point in their life where everyone around them seemed to be coupling up, right? So all of a sudden they're seeing their friends get into serious relationships, and then they start to wonder, like, okay, actually, am I on the right path here by being on the solo journey right now, or should I potentially be looking to get into a relationship as well? So I feel like they were just having a little bit of anxiety around that in the past. All right, present energy on your side, we have the Six of Coins. So this is Taurus energy here. And yeah, if we look at the facial expression of that person, they definitely don't look too happy, right? In the background, we see the snow, which recalls images of the Five of Pentacles or Five of Coins energy, to where, maybe you did go through a bit of a rough stretch with this person, and they could just be trying to restore the balance within the situation, but you might feel like whatever effort they're giving isn't good enough. So I would say this seems almost like a perception versus reality thing, right? Because like I said, with the Ace of Coins energy in the past, it seemed like you saw potential within this connection with this person, but the way the reality is playing out doesn't seem to meet up to what your expectations were. Because if we even look at the artwork, right, we see she has the three coins on her side already. If I could get a three focus. So she already has the three coins on her side. He's presenting his third coin over to her side, which technically would create the imbalance there, right? Meaning that they're actually giving more than this person is, but you just might not perceive it as to the level you thought it would be. Present energy on their side, we have the Tower. So yeah, so what I'm getting with this could just be saying that they might have gone through that Tower moment. Like I said, in the past, it seemed like they had these concerns raising up about, okay, I'm actually dragging my feet here as far as getting involved in relationships, like, am I on the wrong path, things along those lines there. So they might have received a jolt to the system that said to them that, ultimately I do want to give to a connection. And for you, it could just be one of those things where, so maybe if it's not any specific thing that they did, let's just say maybe if this was a matter of how much time elapsed, right? So maybe you felt like, okay, this was someone I had a thing for a while ago. Now they're coming in and trying to make effort toward me, but you just might feel like it's too little too late, potentially. All right, future energy on your side, we have Triumph. So this is the equivalent of the World in traditional tarot. So yeah, it could just be saying that ultimately there is that potential for success between the two of you in the connection, and for the potential for you to get what you're hoping for out of the connection. Future energy on their side, we have the Four of Pentacles. So this is usually an energy of holding back, withdrawing, and if we look at the artwork there, we see those columns that seem to have fallen down, right? So it almost looks like ancient ruins, right? So what I'm getting from this could just be saying that if they come forward and try to make this effort toward you, right? And like I said, to be fair, it does seem like they would be giving more than they're receiving within the situation. And you seem to blow it off, right? Like I said, if we look at the artwork there, it didn't look like that person was necessarily too happy with the effort given. to me, this says that they would just be fine to leave it as is. Like, okay, hey, I gave it an effort. This person didn't seem to want to receive that effort. I'm good to leave it where it is. So that's just something to watch out for there, because now I'm seeing that disconnect in the future to where you seem to, maybe let's say you were in a bad mood when they initially approached, but as time passed, maybe you started to get excited again about the potential in the connection. Meanwhile, this person's thinking from the cold reception they got from you, okay, I guess Libra wasn't interested, right? And they might just be good to leave it as that. So definitely a potential disconnect to watch out for there. Bottom of the deck on your side, we have contemplation. So this is the equivalent of the Hermit in traditional tarot, which is a Virgo energy, and that's 12th house energy for you guys as well. So yeah, I feel like there really is just this theme here where it seems like you did have genuine feelings for this person, but I don't necessarily feel like you expressed those feelings, right? But yet it seems like you're expecting this person to do a lot of that work on their end. So that could be actually creating a bit of an imbalance there. And then we also see with the artwork here too, this person holding the cup, but their back is turned to the energies on the side. So yeah, doesn't seem to be major, but it does seem to be a dynamic saying that, hey, it's understandable if you want XYZ from this person, but you might have to reevaluate, okay, were you open as open as you thought you were and giving to the connection as well? Bottom of the deck on their side, we have the Three of Wands. So this is Aries energy here, which is your opposite sign of relationships. So yeah, if we look at the artwork there, it looks like there's a few people entertaining this person, right? So it could just be saying that, especially if they felt like they weren't getting anything from you, right? But they do tend to get attention from others, then, there wasn't necessarily maybe this big driving motivation for them to continue to give toward a connection with you, right? So it could just be one of those things where, again, like I said, it's one thing to want these things, to have your wish list for a connection, right? But at a certain point, if it's not coming your way, it could be helpful to look at, okay, well, what am I giving to the connection to receive what I have on my wish list, right? So that could be a bit of what the disconnect was here, but we'll see what the Oracle cards add to the mix. First, we'll see what we get from the Messages of Love Oracle card decks. I'll give this a few shuffles. All right, and take this card here. And next I'll do the same thing with the Wisdom Oracle deck, so I'm just going to give this a few shuffles now. Put this deck down. Well, it's a little messy, but I'll just cut the deck and pull a card here as well. And we'll take a look at that Messages of Love card first. All right, we have Fate. It says this is a destined partnership. So that it at least seems to align with the Triumph card in the future position on your side. But yeah, like I said, there's still something to watch out for there. I feel like this looks like you could receive some effort from this person, feel like it wasn't up to your standard, or oh, they should have done this months ago, whatever the case may be, and you might kind of blow them off, and then they might perceive that as, oh, I guess Libra's not interested. So then ironically you might have to be the one to step in that Six of Coins in the future. But see what the Wisdom Oracle adds to mix. All right, it says come to the edge. There's the artwork, and the number is 36. So we'll see what this has to say. Kind of looks like the artwork from the Fool in traditional tarot. All right, the relationship message says it's scary to be truly intimate with someone, to allow him or her to see all of you, especially the parts of you that you've kept hidden and protected. Now is the time to take that risk and let yourself be seen, truly seen. It's important that you speak up, voice what you need, state who you are, say what you hope for. This is not the time to play it safe, but to take a leap of faith. You'll be glad you did. If you're seeking a relationship, the same applies. Take one step toward the gods, and they will deliver what you truly desire. So yeah, that does seem to align with what I was picking up on in the main spread in general, which, again, like I said, doesn't seem like doom and gloom, but it is seeming to point to, yeah, you might just have to reevaluate, okay, how much you're actually giving toward the connection, and then that could actually help rebalance things, and it might be easier than it seems on the surface. So hopefully that resonated with you guys. We're up there, and I'll see you all next month. All right, bye.